Hello. How are you peoples? Why does my camera keep moving? I've set this up like 5 times. All right. How? I missed you too, Sugar Buns. Well, the thing is, babe, me and uh me and HBN were married before I knew you. It all started in the comments where we uh I can't remember what it was. I think I said I love you, and then I think he said I love you too in the comment section, and I was like, are we married now? He was like, yeah, I guess. All right, we're married. And then I think I said I hate you, and he said he hates me in one of my comments, and I said I hate him, and he's like, well, I guess we're having a fucking divorce. Whatever, sure. Oh, you do? Okay, cool. It was a beautiful wedding and a fucking vicious divorce. All right. So today we have a Jesus. I got a decent investigation payment. So let's. What's an investigation payment? Oh, you're a PI. I forgot. God, you're an actual badass. $25. Jesus, dude. You're a bona fide god. Thank you so much. So unnecessary, but thank you. Thank you so much. If you lived near me, we would get our masks on and we would go out for a drink, but sadly that isn't the case. So I'll just like send you a beer through the mail and we'll FaceTime. It'd be perfect. Steam, now is not the time to install things. Thank you. All right, Steam, you're going to have to go away. You're going to have to die. Thank you. Got them detective skills. The Dark Somnium. I have been watching your videos a lot lately. I just got to say, Jesus, you are fucking spectacular. Like 100%. One of my favorite narrators right now. Awesome. You're picking some crazy stories. I just watched the one with the gateway from, I think it's like 1400 light years away. Um, and that story, I don't usually sit down and like listen to stories that are like more than like 15 minutes, but that one definitely got me really hard. I really liked it. I love the really weird space stories and the really weird ones that take place at like the bottom of the ocean. Those are like my favorite things. So definitely caught my attention. I've been trying to watch a lot more narrations lately, but it's like I don't have a lot of time. Even though I sit at home all the time, I am constantly trying to be busy. So I've been trying to watch more narrations, and those. I don't know how you got those like graphics that you've had. It's not in the recent one, but a couple of recent ones you had like this this waveform thing that was like reflecting off of like a surface metal or something off of a couple of your videos, and it was fucking awesome looking, and I loved it so much. Just gonna make sure my mic is all good here. Thank you. Huge fan. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today we're doing a fan favorite, Glitch in the Matrix stories. Over 2 years ago, I posted a Glitch in the Matrix video for the first time, and it was the first video that I had gotten any sort of feedback on. And my webcam keeps falling. That's great. We're just going to keep it right there. Hope it stays. It was the first video I ever had any type of any type of thing. I can't talk. Any type of feedback on. Sorry. And I think without that video, which it was like 6 months in of doing this, where it was like, I think it was like the last straw for me. Like I posted that video. It took forever to get the stories together. And if I didn't get that feedback from that video, I don't think I would have continued, honestly. Like I was 6 months in with no comments, no likes, nothing. And this was like my third channel. So I honestly think it would have been the end of it. I think I would have. I think I would have quit. But luckily, when I posted it, people really, really, really liked it. So I made a second one a year later, and people really, really liked it. That one is actually more popular than the first one. So I was like, why not? I love these stories. They're like my favorite. They're just really hard to like string really good ones together, and I think we found three of the best. I think. So yeah, it's an animation that I use sometimes. It's hard because it takes so long to render. It's like a 10-minute story that takes 9 hours to render, and the visualizer sometimes it can't use it. It's every time I saw it when I stumbled on one of your recent videos, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it looks so good. What is he doing? I want to do that. And then I started messing around with After Effects, and I'm like, never again, ever again. But yeah, we got three Glitch in the Matrix stories here, and two of them are longer. I think they should take me like 4 or 5 minutes each, and then this one shouldn't take me that long. So the video is probably going to be like 10-15 minutes. Only I do bad translations. Is someone stealing my idea? I think they're talking to you specifically. Swampy boy, how you doing? Ronnie isn't human. He's the god of tediousness. Out of all of like the creepypasta narrators, like in the No Sleep things, Dark Somnium's got my heart, 100%. His voice is like the best out of all of them, to be honest, in my opinion. I like Mr. Creeps because of the stories he picks, but as if we're going for voice, it's got to be Dark Somnium. Oh, yes, it's going to start raining in a second. I can hear it. I can feel it. I can taste it in my bones. Maybe it'll cool down because it's like not. I am boiling right now. I don't have an AC. I don't have my fan on because I got to make sure that everything sounds great. So, this is how much I love you guys. I'm boiling right now. So, take note of that. I'm sweating. I'm dripping. Mental image. Take it with you. Swamp Dweller and Fear Crawler would be better than me if they post more creepypasta videos. They're both amazing. They are both amazing. But I think Swamp does a different type of content, so does Fear Crawler. I think we all do. But Swamp Dweller with the $5. Jeez. Thank you so much, man. I love you. I'll use it to buy your merch. If it is below $10, which knowing your greedy ass, it isn't. So it's been raining all day today. Well, you do live in the UK, so if it stops raining, that probably means that UK is going to explode from the inside out. I think a lot of everybody who usually stops by my streams, I think, is a quality narrator in their own right. It's all different content because of like the stories that you guys pick, but at the end of the day, you guys are very, very talented. So yeah, it's cool. So we're going to get started with this. I'm just going to make sure Audacity is all set up here. I don't know why it's not capturing, though. There we go. It should be working now if I click on it. Is it under something? Why did it... I don't know why Audacity is not capturing. That's weird. I'm gonna have to... Oh, it's literally... Okay, there we go. Why does it look like that? There we go. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I usually have this perfectly set up before. Why does it look like that? There we go. That's what I want. Cool. Okay, fix it. We are all born with web feet. We all know they pronounce words like sh in them. I'm gonna win forever. I have a very time with creepypasta stories. I feel like I can't narrate them the way that other people do. That's why I write so many of my own. And even that rarely goes well. Listen, FC. Don't even worry about it. Okay. So we're going to get started here. It's raining really hard, and it's probably going to rain even harder, so editing's going to be a bitch. I say we merge channels to become the Dark Swamp Crawler. Ew. I don't like the name, but I like the idea. Alright. It's okay. I say house weird in my stories. Instead of saying house, I say house. I don't know. Like, I overpronounce the O, like house. It's just a way of speaking while you're doing narrations. Like, the way I talk in narrations is not always the same as when I sound when I'm actually talking. So, like, I overpronounce certain vowels and stuff. So when I'm saying car, I'm like car. I was over by the car. Like, yeah, I don't say I was over by the car. It's really weird. It's a weird thing. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with the pen. Just gotta make sure everything's leveled and nice and fat and juicy. Alright. I have to sit there and, like, really focus on not slurring those sounds. I blame the southern dumbness. I wouldn't know. I'm not from the south. Alright. Let's do this. I work at a fast food restaurant, and it's mostly chaos. A couple of years ago, I was working, and we had this manager named Tom. Tom, to put it bluntly, was an asshole, and also loved to play small practical jokes on coworkers. This is important to the story. We were in the middle of a lunch rush, and I was taking a counter order. The woman had ordered like $42 in food, and I needed her to sign the receipt. I approached Tom and asked to use his pen. The pen was well made, encased with a heavy smooth silver metal. He reluctantly handed it over to me, stressing the plea not to lose it because it was a fairly expensive pen. I promised, and the lady signed the receipt. While she was doing so, I went ahead and began my next order. From my peripheral vision, I can see the lady set the pen down on top of the receipt. I finished the order and walked over to grab the pen, and now before I continue, you should know the positions of people. The store as a whole is pretty small. Tom was up front with me, but he was in the corner cashing out customers in the drive-thru. Another coworker was bragging. I said bragging instead of bagging. Through. Damn you, Tom. Another coworker was bagging orders, which is closer to where I was, but not right by me. From the counter, you can see back into the kitchen where our cook was making sandwiches. To the right, past the kitchen, was the broiler and sink. To the left was the cooler entrance and the garage, the dry storage and the... Okay. See? This is why I pace myself and I fuck it up every time. Where our cook was making sandwiches. Wait, Swamp, how did you find this channel if my tweet didn't have the link? Magic. Because Swamp stalks me at all times. I'd be out here in his house squatting. What's up, Josh? How you doing? Alright. Oh, it's already getting cooler. I love this. Sorry if the rain sound is, like, really loud, but I really need this. I prefer the rain sound over the fan. It's easier to mask in recordings. Oh, shit. Is my Facebook still open? Oh, it is. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Sandwiches. Sandwiches. So cashing out cups of where I was sandwiches. Okay. To the right, past the kitchen, was the broiler and sink. To the left was the cooler entrance, the garage, the dry storage, and the office, practically on top of each other. The office is no bigger than a coat closet and is not separated by a door or divider of any sort. Okay, back to the pen. So when I went to grab the pen off of the receipt, it wasn't there. I even looked down to see if I had just not been coordinated enough to grab it, but no, nothing. My first thought was that maybe the customer had come back up to use the pen and had accidentally taken it with her. So I went over to where the customer was sitting and politely asked if she had grabbed the pen and accidentally placed it in her purse or pocket. Once more, Tom is an asshole, and I really didn't want to have to deal with his wrath if the pen that I had promised to not lose went missing. The only thing that would suck about this is if it started thundering. True rainy night glitch in the Matrix stories. Went missing. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hashtag more rain. Went missing. Just sounds like there's just white noise in the background. Is it like really loud? Is it like overly loud? The lady smiled and pointed to the receipt and said that she placed it on top of it. This corresponded with my own memory. The next thought was that maybe somebody had picked it up off the... Jesus, I lost my place. The next thought was that maybe somebody had picked it off the... The next thought was that maybe somebody had picked the pen up off the counter, and I just hadn't noticed. Boldly, and of course somewhat desperately, I addressed the crowd of customers and asked if they had removed the pen from the counter. Nobody came forward. My last-ditch effort was to explain where the pen had gone. What? Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong. My last-ditch effort to explain where the pen had gone was back down to Tom. I assumed he must have just picked it up off the counter in order to prevent the pen from being lost. My bold demeanor went quite timid as I approached and softly asked if he had grabbed the pen. Irritation fitted his eyes with me... Irritation flitted his Flitted? 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 I'm gonna say fitted. I don't know. Flitted? Really? Is that a thing? Is that a word? Am I stupid? I guess.
Flit.
I guess. I don't know. He had grabbed the pen. Irritation flitted his eyes, giving me my answer before he spoke. I've been over here this whole time. Oh, that's him talking, but they didn't put it in quotation marks. I've been over here this whole time. Why would I come take the pen off the counter? I looked down at my feet, ashamed and confused. I explained what happened and how I couldn't find the pen. I swore I'd buy him another one to replace it. He thankfully accepted this, and we finished the rush. When the customers had parted, we took that moment to scour the store for the pen. If Tom was playing a joke, I didn't think he'd go as far as wasting a smoke break to search for a pen. We looked on the floor by the counter on both sides. We looked on all the surfaces. He even reached in his pocket to see if he picked it up at... I hate that word, absent-mindedly. All the surfaces. Now, why would they use quotes? I don't know. To make it seem like, not even if I'm trying to narrate it, but like if somebody's trying to read it, how are they supposed to know that Tom is now talking? I don't know. All the surfaces. All of them. Every surface. All of them. Scour for pen, all surfaces. Okay. He even reached in his pocket to see if he had picked it up absent-mindedly. Nothing. We even searched the back of the store, which wouldn't have made sense since nobody but the cook was back there and had never came up front. Of course, we didn't find the pen and assumed it was stolen. The rest of the day passed, and throughout the day we'd look for it, checking and rechecking. But by the end of the day, I resigned to the fact I had broken my promise and lost it. I was pretty upset with myself and promised to get him another one. I had him write down the brand and such. It was about a $25 pen. I went home and forgot about the issue until the next day when I arrived at work. I hadn't brought the pen yet. Oh. It's not brought, it's bought. I hadn't bought the pen yet, as I'd have to wait till payday before I could afford it. As soon as I stepped through the double doors, Tom approached me from behind the counter, his face pale. Without saying a word to me, he reached into his pocket and pulled out none other than that silver... Ugh. than that heavy silver metal-encased pen. I didn't know how to react, so I laughed. I looked at him and said, "Wow, Tom, that was really an asshole move. Great joke." But he never smiled. Instead, he looked at me confused. "I never grabbed the pen," he said. "I even double-checked my pockets when I got home." There was almost a whimper in his voice, as though begging to... There was almost a whimper in his voice, as though begging me to give him an explanation, when I was trying to understand myself. Alright, we just cut that in the middle, so it seems seamless when you guys listen to it next time. Okay. He explained that he went home and checked his pockets one last time, and came up empty-handed, of course. He had a snack and went to bed. That morning he had woken... That morning he had awoken and grabbed his shirt. Inside the pocket was the pen. The very same pen we looked for hours. So I asked if he had another shirt or another pen that maybe he had grabbed the shirt with a similar pen in it. He slowly shook his head, explaining that the pen lost was the only pen he had. Was the only pen he had in his entire life. Shook his head. Explaining that the pen lost was the only pen he had of that kind, and this was the only work shirt he had at the time. It was then that my facial expression matched his. My face went pale, and I instantly looked away with the short response of, "Well, that's weird." And we instantly moved on. To this day, I occasionally think about that moment and what happened that day. I still work at the same fast food joint, and while Tom no longer works there, whenever I do see him, if I bring the conversation up, he looks away, laughs uncomfortably, and changes the subject. When we can't explain something and it makes us question our reality and our beliefs, it's understandable why Tom felt so uncomfortable about the subject. Today I laugh it off as a glitch, because I know I'll never know what happened. It was the only pen I had and the only shirt they gave me. Budget cuts. The only explanation. Pen ghost. Gotta do the noise reduction and make sure everything sounds good. I'm just reading what I missed. This was the spookiest story I've ever heard. This is cool. You're cool. I love you. So much. VidBoy. It's the VidBoy. Hey, why doesn't Vidith have a check mark? That's not fair. Vidith should have a check mark. Fearcrawler should have a check mark. But no. No check mark. Alright. Now I just gotta add all the snazzy sounds to it so it sounds all nice and wow, this rain is ridiculously loud. It sounds like I'm playing like a TV in the background with like no signal. When I realized all my grammar mistakes. Was there grammar mistakes? The only thing I noticed was that sometimes there wasn't quotation marks, and so I couldn't tell whether or not the thing, like when Tom was supposed to be talking, it was only like one time. But other than that, I don't think there was any grammar mistakes unless I'm stupid. I don't know. But I like the story. Thank you, Sky, for letting me use it. It's I like it. Listen, it's Reddit. You don't have to have perfect grammar. While it is nice, you don't have to. And I like the story. So anybody who says otherwise can go fuck themselves. No, don't worry about it, man. It's totally fine. Or girl. Man or woman? It's the ultimate question. My webcam fell again. That should be good. Alright. So, did I add? I'll never know what happened. Have I added higher treble yet? I don't think so. That's one. And that's not one. Shit. What if you say otherwise? And I don't care. I'll never know what happened. You still kind of hear the rain, but when the music's on, it won't matter. It's understandable why Tom felt so uncomfortable about the subject. Today I laugh it off as a glitch, because I know I'll never know what happened. Why doesn't TDN have more subs? The man's beard alone is straight fire. Thank you. Thank you for boosting my ego and my self-esteem. I appreciate it. He needs to have at least 5K already. Oh, you guys, stop. I like how I say it with like such a straight face. Oh, guys, stop. The affection and the support, I can't take it. Let's just export this bad boy. I guess we'll just say glitch story 1, because I'm not gonna be able to remember the pen if it's in my mess of audio that I never clear out. That audio library I have goes back like probably like a full year. I don't think I've ever cleared it out for a whole year. The man spitting straight truths. I say, do as it rainstorms background of the video. I do really like the rain. I just hope it's not bothering you guys. So ultimately, I'm streaming because I want to entertain you while I record. So this one is a lot shorter than that one, and the title is fucking massive. I have a feeling that I'll get there one day. I don't know when that will be, whether it's like 5 or 10 years from now, but I feel like we're on a steady like uphill thing right now. So I'm excited to see where this channel goes. I haven't cleared any of mine, and that's nearly 5 years of audio. Jesus. You know what sucks about all that audio, though? Is that none of it's bloopers. All of that's fully edited because I live edit, so none of that is like, I can't put any of that in like a blooper reel or anything. I could probably compile all of it into like best of 2019 or whatever, but then I would have to sift through it, and I don't remember like most of those things. Check markless TDN. I'm a bounce out, fam. Got to record for this week's new video. Peace out and love. I love you so much, Vidith. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. All right, so we're going to go on to this next one. I don't have water. I just noticed that. I have water. Gotta make sure the pipes are all nice and lubed. Sky, thank you so much for the 10, man. You know, I was supposed to be paying you for the story, not the other way around. But thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You are a boss. What is that? Oh, he's like a little pear. Aw. He's got a little, happy face. That's because this man's don't make mistakes. I do make a lot of mistakes. Like, you're saying sorry about your grammar, Sky? Dude. It may sound like I don't make mistakes in the final edit, but jeez, the road there is impossible. But thank you so much, Sky. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are so kind and so supportive. It really makes me very, very happy to be able to do this. So thank you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started on the next story. I gotta make sure my webcam isn't like moving because it constantly does that because it's not situated properly up here. All right. Just gonna make sure this is all situated all nice and good and stuff, and we'll continue. So after having some downtime for a while due to COVID-19, I had been doing multiple small renovations and updates around my house. And a few weeks ago, I got around to updating some insulation in my attic and creating a small storage area in the part of my attic. I should have just spaced that because now I have to redo the whole thing. What did I say? And a few weeks ago, I got around to updating some insulation in my attic and creating a small storage in a part of it. First time I went into the attic was just to make a... I'm so stupid. First time I went into the attic was just to make a material list and take some measurements, but I had noticed some leaves and twigs in one area near some insulation that had been blown down. When I investigated to see where it was coming from, I found a spot where the roof connects, and there was a hole big enough to fit my hand through it. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. I got frustrated by another demonstration of incompetent work from the previous owner. There's a lot of parentheses here, so I gotta keep reading over them because it doesn't really matter. So I added some more things to my list for fixing the hole I had discovered, took a picture of the hole on my phone, and then came out of the attic to price everything out. A few days later, God, my teeth are like... I don't know. They keep like... It's like it hurts. I don't know. Like to price everything out. It kind of feels like when your teeth hurt after hearing like knives on a chalkboard or something. Nails on a chalkboard, whatever. I said knives on a chalkboard. You know when kids take knives to school and they stab the chalkboard? That's what I'm talking about. Price everything out. A few days later, once I have all the materials, I ventured back into the attic to get ready for work. I decided that I was going to fix the hole first, as I would have to redo the insulation that got blown out from it. When I finally got all my tools laid out in the tight space and boards to work on, I took another look at the hole. Only, there was no longer any hole. I looked around confused. There were still leaves and twigs that had blown in. The insulation was still hanging down, but no hole. I remembered the pictures that I took of it, and I whipped my phone out, only to find no pictures of the attic at all. I was way beyond confused at this point and didn't understand at all what had happened. I finished all my insulation work, added my new storage area, and got a new access hole cut out and closed up. Later that day, I was talking with a friend of mine, and he asked how fixing the hole went. I just said, it didn't. There was no hole. He didn't believe me because I had vented for a while after finding it the first time. Same thing when talking to a few other people that I had mentioned it to. They asked how fixing it went, and I tried to explain how it just wasn't there. Let me know if anyone else has any... Oh. Wait, should I... Yeah, I'll read that part. Whatever. Let me know if anyone has any ideas. I think about it every single day, like it's not like it was patched up or anything. It was as if the roof had been redone properly to... What? I don't understand what that's saying. I think he meant to say properly. was patched up or anything. It was as if the roof had been properly... It was as if the roof had been redone properly to minimize the gap from inches to almost perfectly sealed. You should just cut and paste all of your bloops into a new Audacity file and just instead of just deleting them. That would fuck up the flow of how I edit my stories, though. I would have to do that I would have to keep them all in and then edit them out, which is defeating the purpose of what I'm doing anyway. The whole point of this is that I'm live editing it, so there isn't any bloops, so I don't have to cut anything out later. Now, later, I would have to go through and take all of them out, and then put them in a new Audacity file, which is an even extra step, so no thank you. Open up a new window. Yes, but I would still have to transfer them all over after each time that I make them. That is way too much of a headache. Listen, you try doing this all the time and tell me how that would not mess up your flow. I think what you do is amazing, and jumping those hurdles isn't always easy. It's an honor to be a part of something so cool. I wish I could help out more, and you're definitely not stupid. I'm so stupid. It was as if the roof had been redone properly to minimize the gap from inches to almost perfectly sealed. Alright, that's Glitch in the Matrix story number 2 done. I really appreciate you saying that, Sky. Thank you so much, and keep writing. You're very, very talented. So much work. It's simply one more key press. How is it simply one more key press? It's not, though. I have to go in. As soon as I record that fuck up, instead of delete, it's just Control X, Control V. Then I have to stop myself. Control C, Control V, put it in the other thing, and continue to do that the entire recording. It's not as easy as you're saying it is. Okay, last one, and then we get to editing, the boring bit. All right. Okay. You're not stupid. You do amazing work. Ask Josh and ask my girlfriend. They know I'm stupid. They know my girlfriend actually probably won't tell you. She knows I'm dumb, though. Josh will definitely tell you I'm dumb. He knows. We're best friends. He knows I'm stupid. If I'm friends with him, I'm definitely stupid. You should hear us when we're fucking talking at like 3 a.m. It's the dumbest thing you will ever hear in your entire life. All right. God, my eye keeps twitching. Ugh. Okay. Back to business. If this sounds familiar, I shared my story on this subreddit a few years ago through a throwaway account. Me and my friends have recently been talking about this and getting their perspectives. I was told I should repost it here, with some new information and details to add. I'd like to disclose only one of us had a working phone, so call or text wasn't possible. 5 years ago now, in 2015, while me and my friends were in our early teens, I hosted an annual Halloween get-together at my grandparents' house. The day before the 31st, with a few close friends. Nothing unusual, snacks, movies, and games, no drugs or alcohol. Since my grandparents live around a quiet circle, just around... Where did I literally was just looking at it. Since my grandparents live around a quiet circle just outside town, we would take night walks around between... We would take night walks around between the hours 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., just to walk and talk. For a better idea of the layout of the circle, it's a one-way entrance and exit neighborhood about a quarter mile... Was this the right one that I picked? Yeah, okay. I was just making sure, because I don't remember reviewing this one. It's a one-way entrance. It's a one-way entrance and exit neighborhood, about a quarter mile and around... It's a one-way entrance and exit neighborhood, about a quarter mile and around a 10-15 minute walk at most, built on a hill with two flat stretches of road, one on top of the hill and one at the bottom. For privacy again, I'll use my friend's initials, A, E, and Z. It was around 12 a.m. on our second loop. I'm redoing that line. I don't like how I sounded. It was around 12 a.m. on our second loop around the circle. Me and A had grouped up while E and Z grouped up having our own conversations. There's no commas, so there's a lot of run-ons going on, and it's a little hard to read. In the circle. Me and A had grouped up while E and Z grouped up having our own conversations. Me and A got a little ahead of E and Z, and lost in our conversations, I say only around 20 feet. We stopped when suddenly we could no longer hear them behind us. We waited for them to turn the corner at the top of one of the sides. He's so hard. Yeah, he's pretty dumb. Yep. Stupid, but yeah, pretty amazing. Yes. See? Exactly. I love how Josh is like, yeah, he's pretty stupid. Hear them behind us. We waited for them to turn the corner at the top of one side for around 5 to 10 minutes. See, it just keeps going. I'm gonna have to take a big breath. We waited for them to turn the corner at the top of one side for about 5 to 10 minutes, I'd say, before changing directions uphill to go look for them. Once on top of the hill, we looked down the flat stretch of road and couldn't see them. Thinking they had changed directions or had stopped further back than expected, we circled back the other way. We don't remember exactly how many times we stopped or looped the circle, but somewhere in the area, 4 loops, stopping periodically for 10 to 15 minutes to wait and change... See, I hate when people write like this. Stopping periodically for 10 to 15 minutes. It's so annoying. Other way. I'll have to redo that. We don't remember exactly how many times we stopped or looped the circle, but somewhere in the area 4 loops, stopping periodically for 10 to 15 minutes to wait and changing directions once or twice. Me and A started getting concerned and decided they probably went back inside the house, so we headed back inside to no avail. We sat and watched out the window for around half an hour. Back inside to no avail. Yeah, I know. We sat and watched out the window for around half an hour, hoping we'd see them pass. I remember feeling sheer panic, thinking I would have to wake my grandparents and explain how 2 teenage girls have gone missing for almost 2 hours at this point. I like how I say I wanted, but A is one of the people. It's so hard. You should put it in like little singular quotations so I can actually... A wanted me to consider waking them up for even possibly calling the police. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard to read. A wanted me to consider waking them up, or... I could continue from there. It's fine. Even possibly calling the police, assuming the worst. Around 1:30 a.m. Now, I thought they might have left the circle. It's so hard. Around 1:30 a.m. now, I thought they might have left the circle. We decided we would go out and look for them once more before waking my grandparents. We walked to the entrance to the circle and yelled for them without an answer. Right when we went to the loop... Right when we went to loop the circle again, we saw their light coming around the circle from the other side. We ran to them and asked what had happened and where they went. They seemed confused and said they had only been separate for... They seemed confused and said they had only been separated from us for at tops 30 to 45 minutes. We looked at the phone and it was 2:10 a.m. We made our way back to the house and passed out shortly after. Me and A just felt an overwhelming sense of relief and could only correct the fact that they had been gone for over 2 hours. For a while, we thought E and Z had just pulled a prank on us and hid somewhere in someone's lawn. They both claimed to have never turned out their light or changed directions, only once on their last loop. By all means, we should have seen each other. 5 years later, and I've never really stopped thinking about it and brought it up with the group. E and Z never pranked us. I got both their sides of the story. From E and Z's perspective, they were also in conversation and noticed we had gone ahead, but they remained going in the same direction, walking at a faster pace to catch up to us. They did not stop or change directions. They circled in the same direction for 3 loops and then stopped and checked inside the house before waiting in front of the house for us, for what seemed like from what they said was around 10 minutes. They decided to jog back around the circle once more before finding us. They never heard us yelling for them, and before telling... It's so hard when you just don't add commas or anything to indicate the sentence is still going. They never heard us yelling for them, and before telling them how long they were gone for, they were both adamant they had been gone for less than an hour. It's impossible we just keep It's impossible that we just kept missing each other, considering me and A changed directions as soon as we couldn't see them, while they kept going in the same direction. And the amount of stops we took, not to mention the time difference. We also... We all agree it's likely they went into an alternate dimension, or reality, considering we can't find any reasonable explanation for... It's my fault. That's on me. Difference. We all agree it's likely they went into an alternate dimension... I can't say the word. I can't. We all agree it's likely they went into an alternate dimension or reality, considering we can't find any reasonable explanation for being in the same place, but not on different timelines. But on different timelines, damn it. But on different timelines. We want to recreate the situation to test it... Oh my god, I can't fucking speak right now. Different timelines. We want to recreate the situation to test it. I'm just letting you know, there is not one single bracket of that sentence that lets me know that I have to space those words. To test it, maybe now, while we all have mobile phones, there should be things in there to let me know that's what I'm supposed to do. To test it, maybe now, while we all have mobile phones, and see if those are in any way affected. But in all honesty, I doubt it would happen again. Being as superstitious as I am, I think entries to different realities open randomly, but I do want to experience it myself one day. Until then, this remains the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened in our lives. That was a fucking headache for me. Wow. The glitch in the Matrix, the commas disappeared. The commas were there at one point, I'm sure. Did I just... Was I supposed to do that? Did I do the right thing? This remains the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened in our lives. Myself one day. I'm just going to cut it off there. God, it's fucking boiling in this room right now. Okay. But I do want to experience it myself one day. Cool. Okay. And that was the last story, and then we can just get on to editing the thing. So, we'll just do glitch story 3. Sweet. How you guys doing? You guys entertained? Probably not. Probably not. I'm going to call you my little lobster since it's boiling. I've never heard something so cringy, but I appreciate it. Alright, now we just got to find probably like a looping matrix code thing. That would be a good thing, and then I could just make it look like all VHS-like. Matrix? You think they'll have a video? It's not what I want. Alright. Sometimes people post like free matrix code stock footage. It says this one's royalty free. This will have to do then. I like how it says royalty free, but you have to buy it in order to use it in a video, apparently. I have a second agreement. Can I get a third? We are entertained. Lobster was cute. Fine. Just trying to find a good... I mean, he says it's free, so... Okay. I'll trust your judgment, but if I get a copyright strike... Whew. If I get a copyright strike, I swear. I swear. I'll be very angry. Very, very angry. It's going to take 3 minutes to download 100 megabytes. Why? Swear. I swear I'll be so angry. You'd never understand how angry I'll be. I'm gonna check my phone notifications. Oh, I actually think the bank thing for Google, I can now verify my bank account for AdSense. So that's great. One step closer to being a fully monetized channel. Super, super awesome. Andy, what are you doing here? What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the boringness that is this. What am I looking for? My video's not even done. Oh, I'm so angry. So upsetty spaghettis right now. How you guys doing this fine Friday? How you doing, Andy? How's it going? I'm just sitting here with my white face reflecting everything off of me while my video takes apparently 1,000 years to download. So how your guys' day going? Is it going good? Oh, hurry up. I can't even do anything. I just have to wait for this to go. Why does my webcam keep moving? I'm noticing what it's doing. It's like slowly turning. I'm doing good, man. Just listening to the soothing sound of loud banging on the roof. Nice. I'm listening to the soothing sound of rain outside my window, which has been a constant thing since the stream has started. But nobody seems to care, so it's okay. I've asked them numerous times if it was annoying, and they said it was fine. So that's cool. Nice of you to stop by, though. Thank you for joining the crew. If you like what you see, be sure to hit subscribe and like the thing. It helps out a lot. It's turning by itself. No, see, so what happens is that it has this little clamp on the back of it, and my monitor is not thick enough to handle how... It's not a thick boy, and it's not thick enough to handle, like, the clip, so it just kind of hangs off the hook side of it, so it doesn't work. If I don't place it in the right way, it'll just move on its own. It's very spooky, I know. Yo, give me rain. I'd rather listen to that than the bang for the past 10 hours. Sometimes my neighbors will just fucking use a jackhammer for hours. I don't know what they're doing to their driveway, but they're just like fucking constantly. It's so annoying. It is a ghost. All right. Is there... Oh, there's actual sound to this, too. No sound. Gotta make sure there's no, like, intros or outros to this. I can only make it a minute anyway, because then it'll take like 1,000 years to render. Then we add the cool effects. Which I don't know what this will do to my thing. But we're going to have to chat for a couple minutes with nothing going on because this has to render. I mean, do I have to? Do I have to put this on this? I don't think I do. It's not a necessary component. We'll see how it looks, and then I'll judge whether or not it's even worth doing. You just gotta find the preset. There we go. That does look cool. But it ruins the frame rate of the stream. Yeah, the roofers have been here since 7:30 in the morning. It's already 5:30 p.m. Jesus Christ. It's time 6. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Like how I don't see anybody's names until my girlfriend is just like, hey, it's that person. Alright, we're going to try to export this, and we'll see how long it takes. Depending on how long it takes, judge on how much I want to actually export it. It does look cool, though. I like it. We'll do H.264. Custom video. 15 megs. Come on. Oof. 7 minutes. 6 minutes. What are we going to do for 6 minutes? We're going to chat. 4 minutes. No, it looked like it was 4 minutes on there. It's only a couple minutes. The only thing is, like, occasionally my stream will skip because it's taking up all of my stuff to try to render this. But this would be good to just sit here and chat with you guys. I wish the rain was cooling down everything. I mean, it definitely feels a little bit cooler than it was, but I come in on the occasion. Well, thank you for being here. There's plenty of things to do in 6 minutes. Yes. Like dance. Gotta do the dance, you know what I'm saying? See, like, it just keeps moving. I haven't been touching it, and the fucking camera just keeps moving the whole time. I gotta figure out how to properly situate this. It'll never work. I'm trying so hard to make this just stay where it is. Thank you. Whenever a homie narrator is streaming, I hop in to check up. Alright. Whoa, apparently we just dropped a lot of frames. You know what? For this video, we're just not going to do that. We'll just do like the generic thing that I've always done. So let's open project. No. Intro sequence. A low-level exception occurred. That was weird. Why does it always change this? Overlay. Overlay. There we go. And then we'll just add the title. That never works. It is totally a ghost. I'd play music, but I don't think I have any non-copyrighted things. I could just go through the non-copyrighted sounds playlist on Spotify and hope. Because I don't like when it's just silent when I'm editing. But I also don't want this live stream to get taken down just in case somebody wants to like listen to it while they're doing something. We'll just have to do non-copyrighted sounds. And hope the songs aren't garbage. Actually, that video I was playing in the beginning of the stream might have actually been fine for that. Horror synth. Royalty free. I played this thing, I think it was like an hour long, so... Yeah, it's an hour and 7 minutes, so... Just editing and recording, and as a normal person, I'm boring as shit, so... I am being all mush. So I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Glitch. I've been trying to up like the... What the fuck just happened? What was that? What's going on with my... Oh, okay. Alright, I don't know what the fuck just happened. That was weird. I forgot that it should be just Control T, right? Yeah. Why did that happen? There we go. Make sure it's properly lined up. There we go. A little bit more spaced out. Okay, and then we'll do another one. But this one we'll change the, we'll just put stories here so that we can have it. And then we'll move that over. Another one. Casual streams are great. These streams, when it's live recording and editing, it's always casual. Because it's not much than just recording and editing, so there's not much you can really make that's like over the top. Depends on the video, I guess. What was I doing? This. Let's change my font. Sweet. Yeah. All right. Oh, geez. Yeah, we're just not gonna do that. All right. This should be okay. Doesn't have to be massive. There we go. Sweet. Videos are useful if someone wants to learn how to edit videos themselves. That is true. I mean, I'm not very experienced. Like, I know how to do basic stuff, but see, like, it just keeps going. It just keeps doing it. It'll never stay. It just... Help me, somebody. Okay. Now I just gotta go to... See, why does it keep doing this? There we go. Presets. Transitions, and Sweet. I think he means hello. Okay. See ya, Josh. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Whoa, I did not cut that down at all. Can you guys hear ghost farts all the time? all the time.
I work at a fast food restaurant and it's mostly chaos. A couple of years ago, I was working and we had this manager named Tom. Tom, to put it
Hold on, I gotta pause this.
bluntly, was an asshole and also
Okay. Right, and I was just gonna put this. Get rid of that. Okay. And then we're just gonna copy and paste it, I guess. Stop it. I'm okay. How are you?
I work at a fast food restaurant and it's mostly
Okay.
but
Okay.
I work at a fast food restaurant and it's mostly chaos. A couple of years ago, I was working
Headliner. It's funky. Funky fresh beats, you know what I'm saying?
I work at a fast food restaurant and it's mostly chaos. A couple of years ago, I was working and we had this
It is. I like it. Damn it. There you go. Nah, this one's too weird. Try this one. No. 2. Perfect.
After having some downtime for a while due to COVID-19, I had been doing multiple. I'll never know what happened.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, definitely watch Into the Spider-Verse if you haven't seen it. Pretty damn great. Okay.
This sounds familiar. To almost perfectly sealed. If this sounds familiar, I shared my story on this subreddit.
Okay, now I just gotta add music and then it's done. Okay. That was something. That was some weird ass fucking music. Gotta get the end card thing. Okay. Let me go to effects. I fucking love you too. You've been one of the longest supporters on my channel, so thank you so much for sticking around for so long. If anybody doesn't know Janelle, she has been around for a very, very long time for the channel. Like, one of the earliest supporters I remember. Okay. That's too weird. There we go. A little bit smaller. Da-da-da. Day. Perfect. Well, I love your support. Thank you for sticking around for so long. I can with this. Okay, we're just gonna skip a little bit.
No more 80s dance music. You want some goldfish? I want goldfish. Why didn't you offer me goldfish? I want goldfish. Oh, Phlegathon, which his name is now Lord Gloom, he released all of his horror music that I use for my videos. All of his music is now up on Spotify under Shadow Realm, which is one of his most popular compositions that people use for their videos. Including me, I use Shadow Realm all the time. And he's named a bunch of them after narrators who favor those over, all of his other stuff. So I think mine's Shadow Realm number 3. If you go on Spotify, you can check. It says TD and Horror Stories in parentheses. It's pretty cool. The kind you eat. New graveyard for the lost for this one. Oh no, this has been missed at the crossroads.
Fixing the hallway.
Okay, we're just gonna pause this.
I just said it didn't. There was no hole. He like to disclose only.
Yeah, see, that's us. Okay, not this one, because this one gets really loud and I don't feel like leveling right now. Graveyard for the Lost. Let's do that one.
We had this manager named Tom. Tom, to put it bluntly, was an asshole, and also loved to play small practical jokes on coworkers. This is important to the story. We were in the middle of a lunch rush and I was taking a counter order. The woman had ordered like $42 in food, and I needed her to sign the receipt. A spot where the or changed her off one day.
Okay. So the video is basically done. Just gotta add a thing here. Where is it? Audio effects, audio transitions, there we go. Crossfade. Will you marry me? Sorry, I have a girlfriend. That's anime right there. My bad.
Now, while we all have mobile phones, and see if those are in any way affected. I work at a fast food restaurant and it's mostly chaos. A couple of years ago, I work at a fast food restaurant and it's mostly chaos.
There we go. Alright, everybody. That's that for the stream. That was the live recording and editing session number 15. We've been doing this for almost 2 years, but we're only up to 15 because I just don't have time for them that much. But this is way more frequent than from the last one than it was before the other one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you. I think it was Fearcrawler donated $25 and Swamp Dweller donated $5. Thank you both for that amount. That I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for that. You did not have to do that, but thank you. And thank you for everybody who stopped by. It was awesome. You guys really made my day. My girlfriend will tell you I've been down in the dumps lately because it sucks just staying home all the time. So thank you, all of you, for stopping by and just making this a good hour and a half that I'll always cherish these. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time